What up and welcome to the Beneath the Dirt podcast. I'm your host, Ron Bone. Thank you for tuning in. We are episode 80 of the show. Much love. Thank you for tuning in. And before we get into this show, before we get into any of the news, let's get right into Fred the Godson here. He just passed away this week due to all the corona shit. He had it. He was battling it. And it didn't go in his favor. Rest in peace to Fred the Godson. Tragic shit. Really fucking sad. I hope everybody's staying safe out there. And if you're not taking this shit serious, you should be. But rest in peace to Fred the Godson. You will be missed. Like I said, we're at episode 80 of the show. A bunch of shit went down this week. Staying busy during the quarantine lockdown, if you will. Whole bunch of shit. Much love. First, I want to send a shout out to Mr. Green. Mr. Green sent in a donation this week. So much love to Mr. Green for your donation. Your support is very much appreciated. Much fucking love. Might be that stimulus money. I know people are getting that shit right now. But shout out to Mr. Green for that donation. Much fucking love, dude. And then before we get into the news and shit, once again, this past, I think Tuesday, it dropped. I joined Joker's Gallery and Robbie of Twiztid History. We talked about Twiztid's Mad Season. It was announced on Monday. The album dropped on Monday. So we talked about the album, speculation, what it could sound like. You know, the meanings behind it, a whole bunch of other shit. It's up on the Fagel Lovers YouTube channel. So shout out to the homie Brandon Ward, a.k.a. Joker's Gallery, for having me on the show. Much fucking love. That's my motherfucking homie. And that shit was fun chopping it up with those two. And if you ain't checked it out, check out my Tech 9 Enter Fear review. My review of the newest Tech 9 album is now up on my channel. If you ain't peeped that shit yet, check that out. I talk about what I think of the Enter Fear album. And it's an okay album. Decent follow-up to Nina. But I get more in depth with it. So go check that shit out. Let's get into some news. Keep it strange music. And it wouldn't be another fucking New Music Friday without strange music. And we got the brand new EP from Burns. I haven't listened to it. To be honest, I'm not that big of a Mayday fan. So I probably won't check it out. I probably won't check it out when it drops. It's Sorry for the Mess Part 1. My apologies. But it's up now, streaming everywhere. So that'll be dropping, his upcoming album anyway. Will be dropping at some point soon. And let's keep it with strange music, kind of related. Former strange music artist Brotha Lynch Hung dropped his new EP, The Terminator. I fucking completely forgot that this EP was even coming out. I just happened to be scrolling through Instagram and saw him post about it. Terminator EP out now, up on digital. I peeped the first two tracks, the first couple songs. Use a Sucker featuring G-Mac and Fire featuring Twiztid, Insane, and Dilemma. I'm assuming it's the same Dilemma that was featured on Tech 9's Misery Love Company albums from back in the day. But these two songs actually sound pretty good. Much better than the last EP that he put out, Torment. That just was recorded like ass, mixed like ass. I don't know what it was. Didn't sound good. This actually sounds better. I only listened to it through these headphones. These are studio headphones, but still, it sounded much better than that Torment EP that he put out last summer, I want to say. So that's out there. New Brotha Lynch. Brotha Lynch is that fucking dude. Season of the Sickness, Dinner in a Movie, the albums he did on Strange, all three of them. Classic shit. And then we got new Scum featuring Twiztid, Mind of a Killer. This is out now, up on digitals everywhere. Brand new Scum. I don't know if he's got a new solo album dropping soon or what, but he just dropped his album with Insane Poetry. Make my motherfucking day. Their new album just dropped a couple weeks ago. But we got new Scum featuring Twiztid. I'm not the biggest Scum fan. I listened to this track. Just wicked shit. Nothing, no crazy storytelling or anything like that. Just pure wicked shit right here. I thought Twiztid killed it on their verses. The beat is fucking banging. That's one thing about Scum. He always brings the fucking heat with the production. I don't know who did the production on this one, but the beat is fucking banging. Not big on Scum's verse. Just not a fan of his. But Twiztid brought the heat, like I said. So check that shit out. And then we got the official cover art for Gorilla Twins. Ill Bill, Nems, Gorilla Twins is dropping May 22nd. Full-length album. I'm hyped as fuck for this. Talked about it a few times. They have their first single out right now, which you can go stream. But this cover art is dope. I saw Nems say, this ain't even the full cover art. There's more to go along with it. Maybe a booklet, something like that. Maybe it goes with the back art as well. But I'm hyped for this Gorilla Twins shit. Ill Bill, one of my favorites in the underground. Dude is just mad consistent. And Nems is just grimy as fuck. Gorilla Monsoon last year was really dope. He dropped the EP just a couple months ago. That was a dope listen as well. But this Gorilla Twins is going to be fire. There's no way it can't be. Keep It in New York. Benny the Butcher, Rick Hyde, and Heem. They dropped their new single. The Mob. Fire fucking track. Love this track right here. Produced by DJ Shay. This is off the Black Soprano Family Volume 1 mixtape, I believe that they're going to call it. Dropping very soon. BSF just signed a deal. I'm not sure with who. Probably Rock Nation. I'm not going to look it up, but they just signed a distribution deal with somebody. So Black Soprano Family, Benny the Butcher, his whole crew, dropping a mixtape very soon. The beat on this track is so dope. So hard. Just that grimy street shit that Benny the Butcher, Griselda, all them dudes that they always constantly bring. Never disappoint. Very rarely do they disappoint. And this track's fucking fire. DJ Shay killed the beat on this one. Really dope. And then let's go to the West Coast. D-Loc, Cottonmouth Kings. Suburban Noise is back. Suburban Noise relaunched quite a while ago, but we ain't really getting new music. Whitney Payton dropped an album. Big B's getting ready to drop an album. No real news, no music on the Cottonmouth Kings front until now. 420, D-Loc dropped his new single, Fresh Vans. Solo track, and what a fucking disappointment. This song is not good. Not good at all. The beat is trash. The rhymes are trash. The song is just not good. Very disappointed in this single. His last album that he put out late last year, or late 2018 actually, was really good. I actually like it better than his first solo album. Ripperside was really dope. So I thought we were going to get some kind of a banger with this Fresh Vans track, and it just was not good. Just didn't hit with me. I don't know why we didn't get like a King Spade track or something. Him and Richter. Saint Dog just got out of jail, so there probably wasn't really time to bang out a single with Cottonmouth Kings and get it to digital. He did drop a video with this that was recorded during Juggalo weekend in California. But the song is just not good. Not a fan of it. Disappointed. I'm hoping whatever that they got coming next, whether it's Cottonmouth Kings, King Spade, solo shit, whatever, it's better than this. I mean, it can't get worse than that, to be honest. It's just not a good song. Keeping it West Coast. Hopsin. This dude dropped a video, little teaser saying he's coming back. Dude's living in Thailand or some shit now. He comes out with a new single, COVID. This is exactly what you would expect. It's about everything that's going down. Being quarantined, can't see his kid. Beats fucking hard. Rhymes are dope. Y'all know how I feel about Hopsin. I think dude is a big-ass crybaby, but he makes really good music. in my personal opinion. I thought No Shame was hard. Pound Syndrome was dope. Knock Madness, wasn't big fan of that album. Raw, probably still his best album yet, was so fucking hard. Like 09, 2010, some shit like that. But this new track, COVID, really dope. Talking about everything that's going on in the world. Being fucking locked down with the quarantine. And Hopsin brings it with the track. I'm looking forward to a new Hopsin album. Hopsin is that dude for me. Crybaby or not, he makes good fucking music. And I dig it. So I'm definitely looking forward to Hopsin, him dropping a new album and then disappearing for 2 more years and then reappearing to drop another album. So check that out. From Hopsin, tracks COVID. And let's keep it West Coast. Shakewell. I've talked about Shakewell on this podcast a bunch of times. He rolls with Suicide Boys, and it's actually official. He's an official member of G59 Records. So he is signed to Suicide Boys record label, and he dropped his new single, Late Night. And at first, I wasn't really feeling the track, but this shit is catchy as hell. I wasn't a big fan of his last album, but his first album that he put out was really dope. Shakewell can rap his ass off, but he also does this like harmonizing kind of sing-along kind of shit that's really catchy. Didn't really know how I felt about the song when I first heard it, like I said, but this shit is fucking dope. I really like it. But if you haven't heard of Shakewell, go check out his first album, Keystone Prince. In my opinion, that's his best body of work yet to me. Then you got Big Juice to Sip, which he dropped 2018, 2 years ago. Both are very short listens. You know, most of his tracks are like 2 minutes or under. So Shakewell is that dude, signed to G59 Records, Suicide Boys record label. Late Night is the new single, and it's fucking dope. Keeping it with that whole clique, Shakewell rolls with Puya. Puya just did a feature on the new Tara Reid single called Outlaws. Tara Reid, I've talked about on this show. Homie of mine put me on to Tara Reid about a year ago. And this dude is like West Coast wicked shit. Tara Reid, also known as Getter. Popular fucking DJ, EDM style music. I don't know. But his alter ego, Tara Reid, is fucking fire. West Coast wicked shit. This new song with Puya is fucking fire. This beat is so dope. So dope. I love his production. His production is so fucking fire. Puya, I'm not a big fan of Puya, but he absolutely brought it with the verse. Guest feature on here, killed it. Tara Reid killed it with his verse. Really dope. Definitely check this track out. And he's actually got a new album dropping May 8th called Hot Vodka. When I went to go look up this track to download it, I saw this. I had no idea that he's dropping, I don't know if it's an album, mixtape, EP, or what. Let's call it a project for now. But his new project, Hot Vodka, dropping May 8th. This Tara Reid dude is fucking dope. Really good. Definitely check him out. If you like that West Coast kind of sound, this dude brings that West Coast sound so perfectly. Spitting kind of wicked shit over it. Really fucking fire. I'm looking forward to his project. He's put out a whole shitload of singles over this last year, a bunch of which I talked about on the show. So, Tara Reid bringing the fucking heat with Puya on Outlaws. The video is fucking fresh as hell too. Really dope video from Tara Reid and Puya. They're all up in makeup, Western kind of style. Themes throughout the video. Really dope video. Check out Tara Reid and that track with Puya. Fucking fire. And then let's get into some Juggalo shit. Whole bunch of Juggalo shit happened this week. You know, we got the new Twiztid album. But first, DJ Clahy took to, I think it was Facebook Live last week. Could be wrong about that. I think it was Facebook Live. He did a live stream last week. He was taking questions from the fans and answering all kinds of questions. And the one that stuck out to me, somebody asked if he plans to work with any psychopathic artists in the future. He said absolutely. He's working on Let Him Bleed 5. You know, the mixtape series that he had going when he was on Psychopathic slash Hatchet House. So Let Him Bleed 5 is coming. We have talked about that on this show. And he said he is in talks with people in Psychopathic. He also said he's got a lot of main staples that he's going to get on Let Him Bleed 5. I expect to see Psychopathic artists, if there are any other artists besides ICP, ABK, Hoodoo, ICP. I would expect some Magic Ninja artists because Twiztid, Blaze, Boondocks were all staples of those first 4 Let 'Em Bleed mixtapes. So if he's going to keep with the theme of having all the old school hatchet riders, if you will, up on Let 'Em Bleed Volume 5, I would expect to see Twiztid, ICP appearing on the same fucking mixtape. And that's going to be dope. I've said before, DJ Clay could be the catalyst to bring this whole divide back together. But that remains to be seen. I asked people who they would like to see up on Let 'Em Bleed Volume 5 on all my social medias. I got a bunch of comments, a lot of typical responses, some outside the box. But I did get a comment from the Monstar himself, Light. He says, I'm on it. So boom, right off the bat, one confirmed feature for Let 'Em Bleed Volume 5. Former Psychopathic artist, who the fuck knows at this point, but Light will be on Let 'Em Bleed Volume 5. I think that's dope. So shout out to DJ Clay again for doing this Let 'Em Bleed shit and possibly bridging the gap and possibly being the catalyst to bring everything together. Who knows? I'll never say never. Anything's fucking possible, you know? But speaking of ICP was in the news, like actual fucking news this week. I saw this on CNN, TMZ, as you can see right here. This is a clip from TMZ. They were up on a whole bunch of news websites. I saw Peter Rosenberg from Hot 97 talking about this. Mac Lethal was talking about it. Like, this shit blew the fuck up. Talking about ICP donating in Detroit Juggalo merch for masks. They took a whole bunch of t-shirts they donated to hospital workers and donated old shirts. I'm going to assume Twiztid shirts, to be honest, just to be a fucking dick about it. But they donated a whole bunch of shirts to be made into masks. That's fucking fresh. Shout out to them for that. That's really dope in these times because we all know masks are fucking needed in the medical field. So shout out to ICP, Psychopathic Records, for doing that, donating to hospitals, t-shirts to get masks made. And then the big fucking announcement. This is what everybody was talking about. The Gathering is canceled. And they weren't necessarily talking about The Gathering being canceled. They were bringing politics into it. I'm not big into politics. I think all politicians are fucking idiots, scumbags, liars, cheats, all that. But ICP canceled The Gathering this year. Big fucking news. I was actually going to do an episode. This week's episode was going to be me questioning when ICP is going to announce The Gathering being canceled. But I was holding off to see if they would actually do it. I've actually been holding off for a couple weeks. Because as far as I'm concerned, everything I'm seeing in the news, you're not going to see any kind of concerts for the rest of this calendar year. At the least, any kind of concerts, large gatherings of people, you're not going to see for at least the rest of this calendar year. And due to all the corona shit that's going on, ICP canceled The Gathering of the Juggalos. I'm glad they did this. I could sit here, speculate. I didn't think The Gathering was going to happen anyway for other reasons. But hey, they bought themselves a whole nother year to pull off another gathering. So I'm just going to roll with the Corona thing, why they canceled it. Everybody was talking about this. Like I said, Peter Rosenberg saying he loves the Not So Insane Clown Posse. Everybody praising ICP for canceling their festival, saying why can't certain politicians follow in the footsteps of ICP. I honestly think we're giving ICP too much credit with this whole canceling of the gathering of the Juggalos, comparing them to politicians who want to get shit reopened faster and all this other crazy shit that's going on. But I think we're giving them a little too much credit. They definitely deserve credit for canceling the gathering, donating those masks, the t-shirts to get made into masks, rather. So shout out to ICP for that. Really fucking dope on the mask front. It sucks that the gathering is canceled. I myself wasn't planning on going. I was wondering why tickets haven't been up for sale, considering the gathering is supposed to be in 4 months. I would imagine by now tickets would have been on sale. So smart move on their part, not having to deal with the whole refund issue, and there's whole fucking things going down with Live Nation and Ticketmaster, people not getting their refunds for tickets for shows, whole types of controversy on that front. So no gathering 2020. Do not expect Holla Wicked. Do not expect big ballers. I saw DC Fago guy do a video talking about, well, what if they, instead of having the gathering, do a 3-day Holla Wicked? You're not getting a Holla Wicked this year. You're not getting ballers. We ain't getting Fright Fest. The fall tours, Psychopathics from Outer Space, or Wicked Clowns from Outer Space 2, that's going to be canceled. Tech Nine's rescheduled tour dates in the fall will be canceled. Twiztid, they had postponed their tour dates to May, and now they just said, they just put a kibosh on it saying, hey, we're waiting till shit's really open and we ain't rescheduling shit yet. So as much as it sucks for the fans, it sucks even worse for the artists, because this is how they fucking make their money. On touring, selling merchandise, ticket sales. But from the information that I've seen and I know, concerts, gatherings, whatever the fuck, for at least the rest of the calendar year are just not going to happen. So don't expect it, unfortunately. And it just kind of is what it is at this point. It sucks. But I expect to get a whole shitload of music. And if anything, for ICP on this front, ICP should be working on the next Joker's card at this point. If they're not, they're wasting this fucking quarantine. I don't want solo albums. I don't want another Shaggy solo album. I definitely don't want a Violent J solo album. Because other than Wizard of the Hood, he can't really hold down a solo album. The Shining wasn't good. But that's a whole nother fucking talk. I don't even know why I'm talking about that. They should be working on the 6th. During this quarantine, during this lockdown, ICP most definitely should be working on that. Have a fucking release date at some point this year, because they're not going out on the road. If you ask me, like I said, no tours. Give us the fucking... Am I saying the 6th Joker's card? 5th Joker's card. I don't even know. Fucking rambling over here. But give us that 5th Joker's card. The Bloody Bedlam Brothers or whatever the fuck it is. Jerry Jekyll. I don't even know. But let's get into some M&E shit. Shout out to I Wear Dirty Socks on Instagram. Pointed me in the direction of iTunes. We got 2 new singles coming out from Twiztid. One from Twiztid, one from Young Wicked. Young Wicked dropping May 1st. Single Unbroken. Twiztid, All These Problems, dropping May 22nd. And we got the cover art right here for Young Wicked's Unbroken, and the cover art for Twiztid, All These Problems. All These Problems was or is the Record Store Day exclusive for this year, which is supposed to go down in June. I'm interested in seeing how they're going to handle Record Store Day this year, but that's a whole nother thing. So this is the Record Store Day single that they were releasing this year, dropping May 22nd. Young Wicked, May 1st. Up for pre-order on iTunes. I'm assuming Google Play, possibly pre-save on Spotify. All that now. So is the new Young Wicked off his Young Wicked Mixtape Volume 2, or is this off the EP produced by Scatterbrains? I guess we'll find out when they're getting closer to the release date of the single. But I'm hyped for it. We just got the new Twiztid album, but fuck it. Keep dropping those fucking singles. Young Wicked, June 1st, dropping the A&B EP Fatality. They got another single dropping. They've dropped 2 singles. Magic Ninja, staying fucking busy in these times. And I love it. I fucking love it. And staying busy, mad motherfucking season is here. Mad Season from Twiztid, the brand new album, the surprise album. Kinda, sorta, if you don't pay attention to shit like this podcast or Monoxide's live streams. But they finally did it. They dropped a surprise album. Mad Season is here. And out on all digital. At first, it was only available as a order of a hard copy. I haven't received my hard copy. USPS is going super slow with their deliveries. I got a couple packages that are just out there in the nether void, just chilling. I don't know what's going on, but this album, 12 songs, 46 minutes long, featuring 6 of the singles that were previously released, like F Feelings, Follow Me, Hungry Like the Wolf, My Bible, Forget You. I'm not going to do a deep breakdown of this album. I've only listened to it twice through so far. I will be dropping a review for it on my YouTube channel this week. But early thoughts on the album, really good. Really good album. Much better than Generation Nightmare. Thank you, Twiztid. This is what I was hoping Generation Nightmare would sound like. With all those singles that they dropped before Generation Nightmare, I thought it was going to sound like this. Dark, heavy. You got a couple lighthearted tracks. Not lighthearted, but more, you got Hungry Like the Wolf. Fuck With Us with Blaze Your Dad Homie, talking about getting fucked up. My Bible. Stand Out. I'm going to save it for the review, but early thoughts on this album. I like it. I'm going to spin it a few more times, drop my review this week. But thank you, Twiztid, for this new Mad Season album. This is what we need during the quarantine. And I love the cover art. Cover art is super fucking dope. I talked about it on the show with Joker's Gallery and Robbie from Twiztid History. But this is very reminiscent of the Mirror Mirror cover. You got the kind of frame, frame outer edge, if you will, of the album cover. The album was dropped with little to no promotion, much like Mirror Mirror. It's kind of short, 12 songs. I think Mirror Mirror was 11 songs. Jamie Madrox talked about it in an interview, talking about how Mirror Mirror and Mad Season, the covers are kind of intentional, and the way they dropped it is intentional to reminisce, to be reminded of the Mirror Mirror shit. Mirror Mirror followed up Freak Show. Freak Show was a big album for them. Mad Season follows up Generation Nightmare, although not a fan, was a very big album for Twiztid, was on Billboard for weeks. Probably one of their best-selling albums in a while. But we got the new album, Mad Season. They dropped the video for Off With They Heads when they announced the album on 420. Really dope video, dope edit by Bones Dub of Axe Murder Boys. Really fucking fresh. Look for the review and more of a deep dive into Mad Season. And speaking of Jamie Madrox and the interview that he did an interview with Up Your Geek. There's a website, Up Your Geek. They did an interview with Jamie Madrox, and they took fan questions. And one of the fan questions was, wants to know of any chance of a Lotus album like Riders. And Jamie Madrox would say, he says, I would say no. I actually tried to get something in the go for a new Dark Lotus record entitled 3 of 5, and it was voted out. I completely understand why, and I'm okay with that for now. All right. Dark Lotus without ICP. I understand Twiztid and Blaze. Most of Dark Lotus is on Magic Ninja Entertainment. And I know that they have some kind of voting process for ideas and shit that they want to do. If it gets voted out, they don't do it. Gets voted in, they do it. Whoever voted out Jamie Madrox for this 3 of 5 idea for Dark Lotus album, Dark Lotus-like album, I should say, thank you. This would be an absolute terrible idea if they did this 3 of 5 thing where they do a Dark Lotus-like album. The whole thing with Riders for me it was dope. The whole gimmick of Riders is they don't give a fuck. They jack beats. They do whatever the hell they want. It's really a huge gimmick, kind of a joke kind of thing that they have with Riders. And I thought the Riders album was really dope, really well done. All the new Riders brought it on that project. But a brand new Dark Lotus with only 3 of the 5 members, is it really Dark Lotus without all 5 Petals? And the answer is no. There is no other answer than no. You can't do Dark Lotus without ICP. ICP can't do Dark Lotus without Twiztid and Blaze. If ICP were to get Hoodoo or fucking Ouija Mac and start a new Dark Lotus, that would be just as a terrible idea as a 3 of 5. You can't do Dark Lotus without any of the 5 Petals. If one's missing, it's not Dark Lotus. You could possibly get away without having Blaze in the group. You know, that's coming to like worst case scenarios right there. But to me, Dark Lotus is ICP, Twiztid, and Blaze. So thank you again to whoever voted Jamie Madrox out of this 3 of 5 idea. Is a terrible idea. I wouldn't support it. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't listen to it. You know, I'm talking me personally. I probably wouldn't even promote it on any of my pages. Dark Lotus in the Juggalo world, you know, and I don't really get too fucking like sentimental with this shit, but Dark Lotus is like something that can't be touched. If you don't ever reconcile, you know, ICP Twiztid, if you never reconcile and Dark Lotus never happens again, I'm more than okay with that. I'm more than okay with Dark Lotus never happening than them doing some kind of 3 of 5 project or not putting their differences aside and banging out a new Dark Lotus album just to do it, which was what the Mud, Air, Water, whatever that album was called. That's what that album was. That was a rush job just to get it done, to try to show love, to try to show the Juggalos that there's still love between the camps when there really wasn't at the time. They were on their very fucking last string with each other. That's by far the weakest Dark Lotus album. It has highlights on it, has some dope tracks on it, but I don't want another album like that. I don't want an album featuring just partial members. If you're going to do it, you got to do it the right way. Hash it out, fight each other, or talk to each other. And You have to be like friends again in order to do a Dark Lotus album. It just can't be something that's done to get it done. And again, thank you to whoever shut that down in the voting process. And Class of Underground Avengers even chimed in on this on Twitter. He says, if this pandemic teaches us anything, it's that we never know when things can end for us all. And because of that, we deserve a full-member Dark Lotus album in 2021. Life over differences, like I said. If they can just put their differences aside, hash it out some kind of way, and get along to give us a new Lotus album, and it's legit, and it's meaningful, and it's everything a Dark Lotus album should be, I'm for it. But you can't do it without all of the members. You can't do it just to do it like you did with Mud, Air, Blood, Water. Yeah. It has to mean something for it to really count. Like I said, I'm more than okay with Dark Lotus never doing an album again, which is a high possibility that it will never happen again. Unfortunately, as much as I would like it to happen. But that's going to wrap it up for me this week. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Mr. Green once again for that donation this week. Go check out that new Twiztid album. It's fucking fire. That new Tara Reid single is so dope. Really good. What else? Let Him Bleed Volume 5. My review for Mad Season will be dropping this week. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Roan Bone of the Beneath the Dirt podcast. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.